direct opponent or just a guy that you don't like to play against?
Oh, give us both.
Both schools.
Okay.
And I will go with direct opponent. Wow, that's tough. I will go back in the days, Taribo West.
Taribo West.
Nigeria. Inter Milan.
Auxerre.
Yeah.
Because they were men marking. He was following you everywhere, even in the dressing room.
When you think of Thierry Henry, you think of elegance, pace, and unstoppable finishing. A striker who humiliated defenders across Europe, leaving them chasing shadows while he glided toward goal. But even the greatest have their kryptonite. For Henry, that kryptonite wore green braids, had a fierce stare, and tackled like his life depended on it. His name? Taribo West. Yes, the Nigerian rock at the back. A man remembered not just for his iconic hairstyles, but for being one of the toughest, most uncompromising defenders the beautiful game has ever seen. While others feared Henry's speed, Taribo stood toe-to-toe, shutting him down with raw strength, perfect timing, and an intensity that made even the great Frenchman admit, this guy was a nightmare. In today's video, we're diving deep into why Taribo West was considered the toughest defender Thierry Henry ever faced. From legendary battles on the pitch to the unique mentality that separated him from the rest, this is the story of how an unyielding Nigerian defender left a lasting mark on one of football's all-time greats. Buckle up, because this isn't just about defending, it's about fearlessness. Taribo West's story begins in the bustling city of Lagos, Nigeria, a place where football isn't just a game, but a way out. Like many kids in the rough neighborhoods, Taribo grew up playing barefoot on the streets, using makeshift balls and makeshift goals. Life was tough. Poverty and violence were never far away. But in those chaotic streets, West found his calling, the raw, unfiltered love for football. At first, his path wasn't glamorous. He wasn't spotted by scouts in a polished academy. He had to fight his way through local youth sides, where his no-nonsense defending and physical presence quickly made him stand out. Taribo's break came when he joined Sharks FC in Port Harcourt, where he began to establish himself as one of Nigeria's most promising defenders. His aggressive tackles and fearless attitude caught attention, but so did something else, his burning desire to prove himself. That hunger propelled him beyond Nigeria's borders. By the mid-1990s, West earned a move to Auxerre in France, a club known for developing African talent. At Auxerre, Taribo West found himself in the perfect environment to grow. The French side had built a reputation for spotting raw talent, especially from Africa, and molding it into something extraordinary. Under the watchful eye of Guy Roux, a manager famous for discipline and development, Taribo sharpened every aspect of his game. He learned positioning, tactical awareness, and the art of timing his tackles with precision, traits that would later make him a nightmare for Europe's best strikers. His physical strength was already there, but in Auxerre's system, West added intelligence to his aggression, turning him into a complete defender. By the 1995-96 season, Taribo was no longer just another squad player. He was a key pillar in a historic campaign where Auxerre shocked France by winning both the Ligue 1 title and the Coupe de France. For a club outside the traditional giants, this was monumental, and West's dominant performances at the back were central to that success. From the streets of Lagos to the stadiums of Europe, Taribo West's rise was proof that resilience and raw grit can turn a dream into reality. His displays didn't go unnoticed. European giants began circling, impressed not only by his defensive solidity, but also his fearlessness on the pitch. It was in France that Taribo built the reputation that would eventually earn him a move to Inter Milan, one of the biggest clubs in the world, where he would face legends week after week. Before his move to Inter, Taribo West etched his name in football history with Nigeria's 1996 Olympic gold medal triumph in Atlanta. That tournament wasn't just another youth competition. It was the stage where Nigeria shocked the world and proved that African football could conquer the giants. As part of a golden generation featuring the likes of Nwankwo Kanu, JJ Okocha, and Celestine Babayaro, Taribo West stood tall at the heart of the defense. His fearless tackles, aerial dominance, and sheer willpower gave Nigeria the backbone they needed against world-class opposition. The road to gold was brutal. Nigeria faced Brazil in the semifinals, a team boasting Ronaldo, Rivaldo, and Bebeto. Many thought the Super Eagles had no chance. But Taribo and his teammates had other plans. In one of the most dramatic games in Olympic history, Nigeria came from behind to beat Brazil 4-3 in extra time. Then came Argentina in the final, led by Hernan Crespo and Claudio Lopez. Once again, Nigeria refused to bow, winning 3-2 and securing Africa's first ever Olympic gold in football. For Taribo, this victory wasn't just about a medal. It was a statement to the world that he could battle the very best and come out on top. The Atlanta triumph elevated him from a promising defender at Auxerre to a global name, setting the stage for his move to Inter Milan and his legendary duels with Europe's elite forwards. After conquering France with Auxerre and shocking the world at the Atlanta Olympics, Taribo West earned his dream move in 1997, signing for Inter Milan, one of Europe's biggest clubs. It was here, in the crucible of Italian football, that Taribo would face his ultimate test. Serie A in the late 90s was a fortress of world-class defenders and lethal attackers. Every week meant facing legends: Alessandro Del Piero, Gabriel Batistuta, Roberto Baggio. And yet, Taribo West didn't just survive, he thrived. His aggressive, no-nonsense style of defending fit perfectly in Italy's tactical battleground. At Inter, he shared the pitch with superstars like Ronaldo Nazario, Javier Zanetti, and Yuri Djorkaeff. While Ronaldo dazzled up front, West brought grit and steel at the back. He quickly earned a reputation as one of the toughest defenders in the league, uncompromising in tackles, dominant in the air, and fearless against any opponent. His defining moment came in the 1997-98 UEFA Cup, where Inter lifted the trophy after beating Lazio 3-0 in the final. West's defensive performances throughout that campaign were immense, helping stabilize the backline on the European stage. That triumph cemented his place in Inter history. But Taribo wasn't just known for his football. His iconic green and multicolored braids became a symbol, intimidating opponents and making him instantly recognizable. He wasn't just a player. He was a character, larger than life, and unforgettable on the pitch. Inter Milan was where Taribo West truly became a global name. The Nigerian warrior who could go toe-to-toe with Europe's best and never back down. Among all the battles Taribo West fought in Italy and Europe, none became more talked about than his duels with Thierry Henry. At his peak, Henry terrorized defenders with blistering pace, flawless technique, and ice-cold finishing. Yet even he admitted there was one man who made life miserable: Taribo West. West's fearless style matched Henry's stride for stride. Where others backed off, Taribo closed in, using raw strength and perfectly timed tackles to cut off Henry's runs. The Frenchman later confessed that West was one of the toughest defenders he had ever faced, calling him a nightmare to play against. These clashes weren't just football matches, they were tests of willpower, Henry's elegance against West's sheer grit. And more often than not, the Nigerian defender held his ground, proving that even the greatest strikers could be stopped when faced with relentless determination. After leaving Inter, Taribo West made the rare and controversial switch across the city to AC Milan in 2000. For any player, crossing the Milan divide is a bold move, and while his time at the Rossoneri was shorter and less impactful than his Inter spell, it showed the level of respect he had earned in Italian football. Even at Milan, West was valued for his physical presence and ability to handle the toughest of opponents, though injuries and fierce competition for places limited his appearances. From there, his career became more nomadic. He had spells in England with Derby County, where he quickly became a fan favorite for his passion and fearless tackling. Despite the club's struggles, West's intensity never dropped, and supporters admired his warrior spirit. He also ventured to Germany with Kaiserslautern, Yugoslavia with Partizan Belgrade, and later to Qatar and Iran, continuing to bring his trademark toughness wherever he played. Though he never again hit the same heights as his Inter Milan peak, Taribo West's career remained unique. He carried with him the reputation of being uncompromising, unpredictable, and utterly unforgettable, a defender whose presence was always felt, no matter the league or opponent. When Taribo West finally hung up his boots, he took a path few could have predicted. The fiery, intimidating defender who once terrorized strikers turned his energy toward faith, becoming a pastor in Nigeria. He founded his own ministry and dedicated his life to preaching, often speaking passionately about morality and the dangers of fame and fortune. For many fans, it was a shocking transformation, from green-braided warrior on the pitch to man of God off it. But even in retirement, Taribo's name continues to spark debate. His career left behind legendary moments, unforgettable hairstyles, and stories that still circulate today. Was he the ultimate old-school defender? Or did controversy sometimes overshadow his brilliance? Here's the controversial question for you. Was Taribo West truly one of the greatest defenders Africa ever produced? Or was his fame more about his personality and image than his performances? I want to hear what you think. Drop your answers in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the life and career of Taribo West, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. More legendary football stories are coming your way here on Football Regista.